So, my first little herbal tidbit is going to be about water. And I know that water isn't technically an herb, but hydration and breath are some of the most important things that we can incorporate in our lives. And the quality of your breath is the quality of your life. I don't remember who said that, but it's a very true statement. And so, I invite you to stop what you're doing, unless you're driving, keep paying attention to the road. And if you're not driving, close your eyes. If you are driving, please keep your eyes open. And just notice your breath. You don't have to change it. You don't have to do anything, but just notice where it's at. And notice how you're feeling. We spend a lot of our lives just kind of moving and grooving and not noticing our own bodies. And so the breath is a great way to connect to your body, to recenter, and to ground really quickly. So a great soothing breath is a count of 4 on the inhale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a count of 6 to 8 on the exhale, depending on how long you can exhale for, and just really pushing all the air out of your lungs, getting out any of that stagnancy. And water is so important because our bodies are made up of a large portion of water. And so a great way to start your mornings, and you've probably heard it, is a glass of water. You do not want it to be cold water. Cold water can put out your digestion. That's also why you're not supposed to drink with a meal. A lot of Ayurvedic practices, you don't drink within 30 minutes of a meal, before, after, or during. And that may sound difficult, but when you're eating meals that are a little more wet, especially if you're having digestive issues, eating meals that are like soup or just making things like sauces have a little more water content. It's a really great way to get water into your body. A lot of animals actually get most of their water through their food. They don't drink as much water, cats, for example. And so that's why wet food is really great for cats. And so a glass of room temperature water with a little bit of lemon, a little bit of cayenne, can really just help your gut get started in the morning, help your brain get started in the morning. And the cayenne's really great because it gets the blood flowing. And honestly, like drinking a glass of water before you have your cup of coffee or cup of tea, depending on your go-to drink, it can really help wake your brain up. Caffeine doesn't actually wake you up. Coffee doesn't actually wake you up. It stops the tired receptors in your brain from telling you that you're tired. So it's almost just turning off a part of your brain. And that warm glass of water, especially if you add lemon or lime and cayenne or ginger, and you can just add a pinch of cayenne, like just a very small amount, and it's not going to be super spicy. It's going to be really going to wake your gut up, and our gut actually produces a lot of the chemicals that we thought our brain produced, and it sends it via the vagus nerve, sends the signals to the brain. And so waking that gut up in the morning is almost more important because it's going to tell your brain to wake up. It's going to help your brain. And so just a glass of water in the morning is so healthy, so nourishing. It's a great way to say thank you to your body. It's a great way to start your day in a healthy way. And I find when I start my day with water, I drink a lot more water. When I start my day with tea or coffee, I have trouble finding other things that I want to drink. I just keep going towards like delicious drinks instead of water, which a little lemon in my water, I drink so much more water than if I drink it plain. And it's really great to add in a little citrus. And so while it's not necessarily an herb, it is a really, really important part of our daily habits. And herbs and herbalism is all about changing your lifestyle to a healthier lifestyle. And so I know this is a little bit longer than our first session was supposed to be, but I'm going to try and keep these to about a minute and a half videos. But I just really wanted to start with the two important things, which is breath and water, and they can truly change the quality of your life. For a lot of people looking to lose weight, just adding in more water, and you don't want to overconsume water. That can be problematic, but your body will tell you. Especially living in a drier climate, hydration, you'll need more than just water. You will need to do electrolytes, and we can talk about herbal electrolytes and how to eat cooling, nourishing foods in another one. But water and breath will seriously change your life, and it's a great, easy way to start because we have access to our breath that's free, and hopefully you have access to clean water. Filtered water would be better than tap water, of course. Tap water is better than nothing, but you do want to drink filtered or spring water. You don't want to drink distilled water. Distilled water is only good for making teas and things like that because it pulls the nutrients out of the tea really well. But if you're drinking plain distilled water, it's pulling nutrients out of your body. So RO and distilled water, I know everybody loves to drink RO water. You need to be adding nutrients and electrolytes if you're drinking RO water. And distilled water, like, you definitely don't want to be drinking those plain. You want to be making tea with those. So just a good spring water if you have access to it. If not, try to find a way to filter your water a little bit, but tap water is always better than nothing. So cheers and stay savage.